Welcome back to Creator Generation. This week we are joined by Many Kudos, otherwise known as James, but let's call him Many Kudos.
Call me anything you want.
James, why don't you do us the honor of giving a shot at introducing your channel, who you are. What do you do on YouTube?
Oh, piss. Okay. Hello. I have a channel on YouTube, which is not a unique thing by any means, but I create... Man, what do I create? I suppose the defining factor of my content is internet culture and the broadest kind of net possible. That covers everything from interesting internet personalities to video games, or it's pretty much what I'm interested in, and what I'm interested in, a lot of people are interested in, because I make no claims to be a unique snowflake of a person. So yeah, it's pretty much whatever attractive mid-20-something millennials are into. I make videos on that.
And look, we've talked to a couple of people in the meme and the culture space, internet historian who you know as well. Interesting though, your channel, you're not anonymous on your channel, are you?
No, I make no efforts to hide my face. Although I have, my Discord is very excited about a face reveal at 100K. But I don't have the heart to tell them that this is it.
How have you found the live component of what you're doing as a creator who typically creates, recorded content?
I really like it, because especially with the kind of content I make, it's like at best I could probably bust out a video every 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks if it's a bit of a smaller video, but most of my videos are like 15 to like 30 minutes. So yeah, they're typically quite long. So I don't get to upload as frequently as, say, a lot of other creators who might do weekly uploads or even daily uploads. So what I do really like the live component, and that I can sort of interact with fans more regularly. And I like to treat my live content somewhat like my actual content. I don't play video games live because I think someone's done that one before. So I try and do more unique takes with a guest. That's kind of like my shtick. I'm like, let me get a guest, a YouTube friend, get them on. And then like what's something related to their channel, or what's something that I think would be fun to do. So for example, I had Matt Tabor from The Create Unknown, the other create themed podcast that I've been on. And he's a big smart man with a big, beautiful brain. So we went on Wikipedia and we tried to find the worst Wikipedia pages, because Wikipedia is anything but it's just a repository of human knowledge, and humans are by design awful. So there's a lot of awful history out there. So that was really fun. So I really like doing those of these sort of exploring weird subcultures or facets of the internet. Nice. On live streams. Unfortunately, because as explained before this, my internet's been a bit dicey lately. I haven't been able to stream as much. But hopefully once that's sorted out, I can get back to doing it more regularly, because it's really fun. And getting to chat to people is awesome. It's a great feeling.
I should point out that I actually entered a live chat where you were actually designing a 3D object. So there wasn't anyone there except, well, a whole bunch of people asking you about the, I think it was like a Nintendo 64 or something. I'm not sure what you would, for your set you were designing. And you were designing it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like listening to the banter, and actually it was really quite interesting, and I actually stayed for a lot longer than I thought I was going to stay for.
That's awesome.
That sounds like an insult, but yeah, it was good. Is what I'm saying.
It's fun as well, because it's like, it's stuff that I'd be doing anyway. My job is, I'm a 3D artist, so it's work I'm used to doing, and I enjoy doing it. Obviously, it's my job. But when it's stuff for YouTube, it's like, well, I'm doing this either way. I needed to design a set. May as well do it with an audience, and I can talk people through it. And a lot of people see 3D as magic, because it essentially is. It's very complex, and you click a bunch of times and suddenly you've got like a room, which is still quite impressive to some people, even if a lot of it's probably a lot of jargon and a lot of messing around with sliders and boring stuff. At the end of the stream, I like to think, we went from nothing to having something you can look at, which is pretty cool.
What's your YouTube journey been like from, where you started to sort of where you're at now?
It was just something I've been wanting to do for years, and I just didn't. I don't really. It's so stupid when you say it like that, but it's like, I moved over here to Melbourne, Australia, and was just like, you know what? It's now or never. Why not? And so started filming, just did, like I said earlier, topics that I find interesting, that I know other people would probably find interesting as well. And I got pretty lucky early on. I think 3 videos in, one of my videos kind of popped off on Reddit, which is very weird and has never happened since. So I really fluked out on that one. I did make that video with Reddit in mind, so that was kind of a bit validating. Like, okay, I can, I can make content for a specific audience if need be. But yeah, that video did well there, and I jumped from like 30 subs to about 900. And Internet Historian found me through that one as well. I thought at the time you guys had slipped him a little note or something, but no, it was just a complete coincidence. You guys knew, know and work with him, and he just happened to find me on Reddit and reached out to me. So that was awesome. And then we collaborated on a video on my channel about Cool Cat Saves the Kids, an infamously bad children's movie, and the eccentric creator behind it. And after a few months, that one also popped off in January of this year and shot all the way up from. So I went from about 900 subs there to about 8,000 or 9,000. So I think it was around 8,000, and it's trickled up to about 9,000 over the last 11 months. And then the start of last month, one of my videos I made in the depths, in the bowels of quarantine, when I was at my lowest, that one one of those videos popped off. There was a video on banned subreddits because
that was a great video.
Boy, there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But that video was stewing away for months. It was like kind of consistently one of my top viewed, each day. But not massive numbers by any means. But it was doing okay. And then start of November, around my birthday. So maybe that was YouTube's way of saying, here you go. The views on it just started to kind of double each day, and it was like 300 views in the last 2 days, and then like 600 views, and then 1,000, and then 2,000, and next thing I know, it's getting like 90,000 views every 2 days. And all my other content just got pushed like crazy everywhere. And which compared to the other 2 times when the videos have popped up, I actually have like a pretty decent back catalog now, relatively. And so we shot up from 9,000 subs to 50, I think I'm 56 and a half now, in the span of about a month, which was very exciting. The hype's died down now. It's tapered off again. We're back kind of petering out a bit, but obviously, relatively speaking, the numbers are still significantly more than they used to be. So it's very exciting.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Well, I couldn't have done it without the help from you guys, and that is genuine. The sort of the guidance you've provided me has been very helpful. Even if it's stuff I kind of knew, it was just good to hear it from you, because it's very easy to kind of assume you're in the right and then do the complete opposite thing of what you're actually meant to do, So yeah, the workshops and just being able to chat with you guys has been super helpful.
You mentioned collaborating with Internet Historian on the Cool Cat video, but you've kind of, a bunch of your videos now from then on have had some pretty interesting collaborations with some pretty successful creators in this meme internet culture space. Like, you recently did one that had featured Justin Wang. I know you've had Samito Media. You mentioned Matt Tabor or Tabor, whichever way you want to call him.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's in there as well sometimes.
Doplex, there's some. How is a relatively smaller creator being able to collaborate with considerably bigger channels?
The Internet Historian collaboration happened. He's just like a saint of a man, and he found me on Reddit, as I mentioned, it was a subreddit called Mealtime Videos, which is a subreddit dedicated to videos, say over 10 minutes, that you can just, if you need something to slap on the screen while you eat dinner or lunch or whatever, it's designed for that sort of thing. And my videos obviously fit into that niche quite nicely. So it's quite a popular subreddit, and he must check it every now and then. And he just happened to see my video and really enjoyed it, and is the sort of guy to go out of his way to reach out to you if that sort of thing happens. I think for a lot of small creators, if a big creator was to see your content and it's genuinely good content within a similar sphere to them, and they see that small sub count, they're probably going to reach out to you. Like, obviously it depends on the creator, but And yeah, again, so that was done entirely just through me. I didn't have to rely on anyone else except for the people on Reddit upvoting, which is a fickle game. But then once that connection was made, I guess I just made points not to. I know this sounds so obvious, but just like treat them like a human. You find out really quickly when talking to. Well, I can't validate whether historians are human or not yet. But most creators, yeah, they're really just people. In fact, they're even kind of boring sometimes. Like these personalities who are very ecstatic and crazy are very just like subdued and want to just, fucking sit in a corner. Yeah, so you often see on. I've been getting it somewhat as well since I'm kind of famous now, if you didn't notice. But, people so often confuse your personality on camera with who you really are. And I've gotten DMs and stuff. Most DMs have been really good. But every now and then you get people who are just really like, with the style of comedy that I've got and everything, they'll reach out to me and be very ecstatic and over the top and crazy. And it's I'll just be like, dude, I'm drinking a coffee and it's like 9 a.m. This is not me. So yeah, if you are lucky enough to get in touch with a large creator, just don't push it. Just remember that they are very busy and they've got a lot on. Treat them as people. Don't gush over them. And don't go messaging them like real crazy stuff or being really over the top or whatever you think they want to hear. Because probably what they actually want to hear is just someone talking to them like a normal person.
Looking back at what you've been doing, you've been chipping away and iterating and getting slightly better each time. Can you explain what you were doing like when you first started these type of videos, and what are you doing now?
It's weird. One of my very first video gets recommended a lot, which frustrates me to no end because I'm like, oh, what? There's better videos. But the title and thumbnail is just really good. So it's like that's I always wanted to look like I was a much better channel than I really am, and that's still the goal. And it seems to work because I often get comments saying like, oh, I thought this was like a 1-2 mil sub channel, but you've only got this many subs, so this is really good quality content. I guess I always try and get better in editing, trying to learn new techniques, finding new plugins or systems to improve the visual aspect. I have a honors degree in design, so I feel like I should probably use that. Otherwise, that was $40,000 poorly spent, which I'm currently fleeing from by not being in New Zealand.
Good idea. Hey mate, we're almost running out of time. The good thing is I have recorded this session, so we've done. Well
I'd hope so.
We have the standard segment we've always had since we actually podcasted originally with you, and we have a new one. The first one is a good old Creator Generation tried and true favorite. That is, what are your top tips for aspiring creators? And that last one was pretty baller. Maybe one more, like one golden tip, like one thing you wish you knew before you started on this journey.
Learn to mix audio. Audiences will forgive crappy visuals, poor camera quality, anything like that, but really bad sound can be quite difficult to push through. So it's not that difficult. I thought it was, so which is why I put it off. But just look up. There's free software. There's free tutorials. There's free plugins. Audacity, I think, has a lot of really good mixing stuff. Just learn to make it happen, and it'll honestly make your content sound 10 times better and 10 times more professional. And because I think if I click on something and the audio quality is bad, I'm much more likely to click off it almost immediately because it hurts my ears.
Yeah, cool. And then the other one, this is definitely right up your alley. Where has the YouTube rabbit hole taken you lately?
I fell down a Yandere dev hole for a wee while there, obviously in terms of researching my video. I watch a lot of cooking videos, so a lot of cooking, a lot of burgers. I'm really trying to up my burger game this summer. I think 2020 is going to be the year of the burger. So watch the space. But the other thing, I've been watching, here's a little teaser for your viewers, or I guess the video will be out by then, but my next video is on the Pokemania of the 90s. The surge of Pokemon popularity in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I've been watching a lot of old news clips and religious sermons and just all these things about Pokemon where they were really sure it was going to lead to the collapse of modern society or something or other. But it's quite funny just seeing these old awfully aged predictions where they're like, oh, this Pokemon thing, it's probably just going to be a fad for another year and then it's going to go away. And while it did die off, relatively speaking, I mean, there's still
It's back.
it's still always popular. I mean, Pokemon Go, when that came out, that took over the entire planet for a wee while there. I found videos of people literally stampeding because there's a cool Pokemon a block over, and like 100 people with their phones raised are all running. So, and that was 2016. So, yeah, it's quite funny. That's probably my rabbit hole lately is late 90s news footage about Pokemon.
I like it.
What about
Frederico? Have you been?
What about you? You first, Dan. Tell me where's your rabbit hole taking you?
Well, this one's a good one. This one comes from I don't know if they're a loyal listener or a one time only, but damn, they came at us hard with the chat we did with Nick SCG Barbarian. But it goes for a long time. This comment.
And so does this
very long time.
This explanation,
and they also created a YouTube playlist of this creator that they wanted us to check out and interview. And the creator is called, their name is Greg, but the channel is like spelled with JREG, and it's kind of like yeah. And it's it's a satirical, comedy, like political satire, hilarious, very funny stuff. And I went.
His stuff is fantastic. I love his videos.
It is brilliant.
So the biggest political shitpost channel you've ever seen.
A left-leaning, liberal, right-wing extremist all in one.
Yeah. He said he's like an alt-right member, and he's like a super like Marxist left-leaning. And like he gets these comments on it being like, you're a fucking idiot, can't believe you believe in communism and all this shit. And then there's literally the next video up is like, I'm a hyper libertarian, like capitalist,
very smart, very funny creator.
Amazing.
This our Henry Torybot, who is the person who sent this to us, created for us a 45 video playlist of the channel in order that we should watch it so we really understand the channel. So I went deep. I haven't gone all the way through the 45, and I've respected their wishes and not skipped ahead. I'm watching them in order.
Yeah.
But man, I'm going deep in this and I'm loving it. It's fun, and I'm going to share the playlist. I'll share the comment somewhere.
Let it be known if you make a really long playlist of YouTube videos and comment it on this podcast, and we'll watch it no matter what it is. That's his promise to you.
Boost your views. Send me down your rabbit hole.
I could probably link you some pretty gnarly stuff.
Thank you. Please.
It's all on YouTube.
All right, let's share that. Maybe. Fred, what about you? Where have you been?
Well, I was just thinking about it. I went down a bit of a sketch comedy hole, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually give you a line from the video, and if you can tell me who the creator is and what the video is, I'm going to send you an Amazon voucher. That's what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about it.
It's open to me and Kudos.
The first person to do so.
You, dear listener.
Right, yeah.
Yes, viewer.
The first person.
Oh yeah, people are listening to this. I thought we were just having a nice chat.
I know. But the first person, not everyone, but the first person to do it, and this is the line: "Where's Peter Pan? Where's the Pan Man?" That's the line. I've looked it up. You can't actually find it by typing it in Google, so you'd have to watch the video. But it's quite popular at the moment. It's in a couple of places, but if you can find it and tell me who the creator is in the video, and you're the first one to do so, I will send you a little voucher.
So mysterious, because
very mysterious.
Kudos to me and everyone else listening, other than the one rando who gets that right, is still none the one.
I'm sure many people.
I'm actually really curious as well.
Yeah, I'm sure many people have seen this, but they probably don't know where they've seen it. But it is. It's something that's out there at the moment, and it's been something that's on my mind. And yes, if you are the first person to do it correctly, I'll send you a little voucher. Yes, there you go.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. That one.
And on that note,
Kudos, mate. We've run out of time, but thank you so much for hanging out with us on Creator Generation.
All right. Cheers, boys.
Creator Generation. Look on the mic.